Andy's life was characterised by rough sleeping, street drinking, violence, and physical and financial abuse by others. His physical and mental health, and particularly his memory, were really poor. He had uncontrolled seizures due to not taking his anti-epileptic medication, and this resulted in multiple attendances in the emergency department. Unfortunately, whenever he had a seizure, he was nearly always doubly incontinent, and obviously that caused him a great deal of embarrassment and shame. He rarely showered or changed his clothes, and he had severe trench foot, which caused him a great deal of pain and difficulty walking. And he had a serious liver complaint that really needed to be treated. Without changing these things, I was really concerned that Andy would die on the streets within weeks.
Just from when I first come here, in the state I was in when I first came here, I was a right mess. I was worse than what I am now. I was in like my appearance was worse. I was smelly. I wasn't clean. I used to walk around in wet clothes.
So when he came here, it was discussed about Andy, what support needs he would require. He was in poor health. So we joined forces with Jan, the homeless nurse. We also joined forces with social services care team and had a package put in place for him, whereas he is visited twice a day to administer his medication and any other care needs he may have at that time.
I really enjoyed working with Andy. I think there was a real positive vibe with the involved team. They really wanted to support Andy to resolve his issues. Andy was well liked, well thought of, and everyone was keen to sort of progress things and to get him to the place that everyone felt, including himself, needed to be. So I enjoyed the positive communication within the process. I enjoyed the fact that everyone was motivated and willing to support Andy. I enjoyed the fact that there was a lot of energy, a lot of desire to pool resources to try and resolve the issues using everyone's expertise and knowledge.
On doing Andy's initial assessment, I used a person-centred approach. I worked alongside with Jan and Adam, building up Andy's profile, what was important to him, what he liked, what he disliked, the buzzwords that would perhaps trigger him. We avoided them.
Staff know me and they know what I'm like, and they know that basically I'm a bit more in control with the help I'm getting, and I am trying to comply with the system. I mean, it's hard, don't get me wrong, but it's starting to get to the point now where I'm starting to understand as best I possibly can. It's not perfect, no one's perfect, but for me it's helping me get myself in a good line-like way of saying, okay, they're doing it for my benefit to help me and guide me to get myself back on track.
For me, it was the open and honest approach that for no hidden harm. The multidisciplinary team, we always communicated. Andy was always at the centre of it. We knew what he liked and what he disliked, making sure that, again, he was involved in everything.
They help me with the guidance and put me on a right motivation mode, so I can just like say, hang on a minute, they are doing something good for me.
I think it's important with Andy that there was open and honest communication, that Andy was at the centre of everything and was consulted about any decisions and any issues that were apparent. This had to be done in a sensitive way because Andy was still on his journey, wasn't in a great place always at the time. But it was hugely important, I think, that everyone recognised the issues, including Andy, and that everyone pooled their knowledge resources to address the issues that were apparent.
A big part I thought about his support was going to be the need to manage his finances. So I applied through his social worker to have his finances managed. He was then assessed as not having the capacity to manage his money. Money had no value to Andy. Not that he had much anyway, because he used to have it all stolen off him, so he would have to beg for his food and beer all the time. That was put in place, so that's now managed by a financial guardian.
You give me guidance, Kev. I mean, in a good way. I mean, you say it straight as it is, and you try to put me on the right track. I don't make you listen. You do say listen, and you do say it back to me in a good way, so I understand.
It's a pleasure to visit Andy now. He lives in a house where he's safe, well supported and cared for. His finances are sorted, and he's no longer at the mercy of people helping themselves to his bank account or his money, his card. His medication's controlled, and as a result his seizures are controlled. And his incontinence, and he doesn't attend the emergency department nearly as frequently. He's clean, he takes pride in his appearance, his liver condition has been treated successfully, and his feet have healed. But in addition to the huge improvements in his physical and mental health, his self-esteem has really improved, and he's also drinking a lot less than he did.
Well, the relationship in John. I think I will do it. She's done a lot for me, and when she was retired, I was gutted because, and she still does come out of her own way to come and see me, like on occasions. But we have got a good relationship. At the moment, I've come a long way, and I'm proud of myself because I never thought I'd get this far. I mean, I've done 2 Christmases this year, 2 birthdays, and it's been great.
And we're in a great position with everyone joining together in helping him achieve this. And the 20 months he's been here, it's a different man now, and he's proud of himself, and so he should be. He's a hell of a character that makes you want to come to work. And I have seen Andy, in the past, and to see him now, it's hard to think it's the same man, but it does really prove that when everyone works together instead of different services ducking out, it works and client benefits, and Andy certainly has.
I've got a lot to thank him for, and when the time's right, and it will come, I will thank him as well, and that'll be my way of saying a big thank you to them, because they've done a lot for me. And sometimes I don't really appreciate it. I don't, because I don't know how to. But doing this today is making me realise in myself how and why I've got this far, because I've gone through a lot of issues and a lot of emotional sides and things I've had to deal with in my own way.
Unfortunately, people like Andy are too often seen as hopeless cases and are turned away from services who reason that their situation is due to their poor lifestyle choices. Services can fail to understand that alcohol and drug dependence isn't a lifestyle choice, and all too frequently a response to psychological trauma or a way of managing thoughts and feelings of hopelessness, low self-worth, guilt, grief and loss. As a team, we found ways of working effectively to support Andy to live a much better life. It's been amazing to work with so many committed professionals and services to develop a personalised plan of care that really meets Andy's needs through regular assessment, problem solving and review.